All right, we are live. We are live. Live and direct. Welcome, everybody. We're just hanging out, getting ready, putting the final tweets on everything before we get the show started. But if you have any questions concerning NFTs, the creation of NFTs, the minting of NFTs, well, the minting of NFTs, just wait a second because we're going to go over that. But anything else, feel free to ask in the chat. This is our first show on YouTube, so welcome. If you're our first subscriber, you're a legend. All right, but we are going to, if you have any NFTs, just put them in the chat right now. We'll definitely take a look at them in our NFT art and review, which comes in later. But yeah, share your NFTs in the chat. Come on in. Come on, give me some NFTs. Give me some NFTs. Give me double NFTs.
You gotta put them on the glass.
Put them in the chat. Put them in the chat.
I got them up against the ropes, man.
Put them on the glass.
Oh, wait. I shouldn't be trying to play the same part as you're playing. I gotta be like you. I gotta be like you. Eat lightning and crap thunder, corner man, right?
Yeah. Keep on punching.
All right, keep your fists up. Keep your fists up. They go up. No, they're no good by your sides. There, that's better. That's right. Protect your head. Protect your head. Better yet, put on a helmet.
Where is it?
There we go. This is what I was looking for. Oh my goodness. You're gonna be so glad you're gonna be so glad we are not doing the thing we're gonna be talking about shortly.
Ooh,
yeah.
Nice.
It just about tracks the gas price in dollars.
Right.
So there's a little something.
Damn.
All right. So what are we doing here, Spicer? What's next?
We are gonna let everybody know what they need to know.
Oh, and where they need to know it. Show us on what you need to know where what you don't know yet touched you. Is that something like that?
Yes. We are gonna let you know what you need to know about minting. Ian has got some wonderful charts.
Oh yeah.
And all that stuff. Yeah.
And we got some gas now. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah. Okay, so we're doing this. All right, got it.
Yeah.
So right. You guys help me to be as brief as I need to be, because sometimes I'll get a little tangenty. Okay, so here's what the deal is. Gas. Gas is in billionths of Ethereum. 1 gwei is 1 billionth of an Ethereum. And it is used to signify the amount of gas that's paid to miners for validating our transactions. So they go and they solve their math problems. It's called proof of work. They invest their computing power into validating transactions, and they get paid a fee. And that's in billions of Ethereum. And like the minimum transaction on Ethereum is, or not the minimum, but like the basic transaction, transferring Ethereum to somebody else, uses 21,000 gas times whatever the gas cost is, right? So like if gas is like 10 or is 20, then the cost of those 21,000 units of gas is like $1. And so if you're transferring, just sending Ethereum to somebody, it's $1. In the moment, however, gas is really fluctuating pretty high. And in fact, it has been up for the last, like 8 weeks or so. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the forecast. This is the first time I'm reading these charts, so you guys are going to have to forgive me because I don't rely on this. I've just noticed over the past 8 weeks or so, gas has been, it crept up to 20, which is fine. But then it was kind of consistently in the 40s, and it's going and leaving us day by. Okay, so this is the trend over a day. Day by day, it seems to be going up, and it seems to be tracking now the increase in the value of Ethereum. So as Ethereum continues to climb back up, and what is it in the 3,300s right now, something like that?
Yeah, it's up in 33.
Okay. So 3118, here it is. So this is gasnow.org, by the way. There's a plugin that I have installed in Chrome here, and it just lets us, it just shows me, hey, what's the current Ethereum gas price? Because there are times when we want to jump on a low gas price. And we don't see those very often right now. So Gas Now can be useful in predicting when that's going to happen and so forth. But anyway, it looks like this this doesn't go much further back than a day. It doesn't seem like a very useful historical gas price in this exact instance. So average gas price, this is like what, a week ago. So you can see it's getting saltier week over week. In fact, at night you can still, well, at night for me, like in the middle of the night, you can still get gas around 21, 23. But at the moment, it's like, what do we got now? It's like 100, about 100. So what that means over here is if we want to mint on Foundation right now, their contract is so expensive. And I looked into this, and my recollection is that, at first, before we understood how minting on Ethereum worked, we thought, oh, they must be taking a taste. They must be taking a slice.
Get a slice.
Yeah, like wetting their beak, which, like, fine. It's a marketplace, and if that's how it works, that's how it works. And if you can make money, you can make money. But it turns out my recollection is they do not appear to take any kind of a cut. That's all gas. So I'm not sure why their contract is so expensive. If you know, or if you can correct me on any of this, please let me know, because I'd be curious. Minting in other contexts is much, much less costly. But it about tracks gas prices. So if gas is around 70, well, let's see. This website is not updating at the moment, so maybe there is a lag to this. But in any case, when I first opened this website, gas was at about 100, and minting on Foundation and listing, which are two separate acts and two separate full-priced, like the equivalent cost of a whole contract on Rarible transaction. Oh, no, excuse me. No, a contract would be much more expensive on Rarible right now. That's right. Own collection. Oh, my God. Look at this. Wow. I wonder, I can probably sell. So I bought, in fact, we at Modern Weirdos bought a couple of collections. They're worth 10 times what we paid for them now, or almost 10 times what we paid for them. I wonder if we could transfer those collections to another owner and actually sell those assets. I don't know the answer to that. That's an interesting question, because I own a few of these collections as well, which we had to watch gas prices like a hawk and get them when they were cheap. But in any case, yeah, from the transaction information, it doesn't look like Foundation takes a slice. It's just something inefficient or a feature of their contract that is.
Yeah, because I remember it costing us almost near $300 just to get one up there, and then it cost us like $12 one time, and I was like, hell yeah, man, let's get some more. We got anything else? Let's mint this thing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, how much have we learned in the last 4 or 5 months on this thing, right? Going from knowing zero
Oh yeah,
to that tirade, right?
Yeah, I remember just sitting back and watching everybody else and just trying to absorb information to, being able to know when to mint something and when not to. Is it's 4 months of a lot of research and a lot of you parsing out information to us, and it's a whole lot of stuff, peeps. So if you have any questions, just let us know. We're more than happy to.
Yeah, we want to have our knowledge tested. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. And now we got dead air. Yeah, we got this. All right, Foundation. Yeah, we're good there. What else can I tell you? What questions do you guys have?
So basically, you can look at this as well and know if Ethereum's going up or down, right? Because the lower Ethereum is, the lower the gas price. Is that kind of?
I mean, there does appear to be a correlation to me, but I'm not sure what forces drive that exactly. And I do. Gas prices seem to me to be much more about demand for the network. So as there's more demand to process blocks, to process transactions, the miners can charge more, or mining capacity has to be added to the network. There are some deeper concepts in Ethereum that I don't fully understand that make me. I seem to recall there being an issue of like Ethereum having sort of an upper limit as to the number of transactions per second with the technology that was in place at the time. Mm-hmm. So if there's a bunch of people trying to get transactions done, and in particular, if people are trying to like beat each other on an auction for an NFT, which has driven a lot of gas inflation previously, then they will start bidding more gas for their transaction. So users can manually in their wallet say, oh, no, I'm going to pay 100 gas, 100 Gwei per unit of gas on this transaction because I want to get picked up before this other person that's trying to outbid me gets picked up by the network, because whoever gets validated first wins, essentially. So that can provide like these spikes of demand for transactions that lead to gas going through the roof. And I honestly, I don't know enough to know like what other factors drive gas. So yeah, so much more to learn.
No, for sure. But yeah, man.
All right, well then, here's the other question, or here's like let's back it up even further. What if you're just getting into this, like you've never had crypto, and you wanted to dive into this? Like, what's the first step you need to do before you can even consider like minting?
I mean, it's extremely helpful to just like get yourself some very basic knowledge about like what the main concepts behind crypto are, trying to understand why the blockchain and how the blockchain, as in like, you don't need to be an expert, but the basic concepts of like, why it's important that miners solve, like cryptographically significant math problems in order to show that their transactions matter, to show that they're making an investment in processing those transactions. So anyway, so go and watch the basics. Don't listen to me because my explanation could be a little convoluted, but the important part is you just get a feel for what you're doing on there. You need to have a wallet installed, but what I would say is maybe even just get started on Hiket Nunc, which I've read is the proper pronunciation. Transactions are extremely inexpensive there. 33 cents sometimes, 89 cents if you're minting and putting a bunch of metadata out there that has to be stored. I believe there's like a storage fee, but it's all pennies. One TEZ, which is the Tezos blockchain currency, is worth about $3 right now, and it's been really stable for the last several months. And so right now, that's a great place to get your feet wet at almost no cost. And the community is really supportive and responsive. So I've found that if when I reach out to the community and say, hey, I'm going to do some collecting, I get a fabulous response, which is a great way to meet people on Twitter as well. And if I get out there and I engage with the community and let them know that I'm dropping something, the more other artists that are on Hiket Nunc that I make friends with, I can actually get some visuals up while I'm talking about this here. The more support I find coming from that community. So folks are inviting me to participate in artist chats where we're sharing each other's work and learning from each other. And so I think Hiket Nunc is a really excellent way to get going. It's got enough jank that it prepares you for like the more absurd and expensive jank of working on Ethereum. Let's see here. Manage assets. So this is my profile on Hiket Nunc for Voidstrummer. This is the Cousins collection. So I have a few editions listed here, but most of it's just like, one of one for 3 TEZ. So it's not difficult to convince somebody to part with 3 TEZ if you've got something cool to offer. All of the basic things you need to do and understand. You need to have a particular wallet for Hiket Nunc. Temple is one option, but there are others. You can there's definitely a ton of articles on how to pursue this process. It's like Foundation Light in some ways. Like there is still absolutely there are collectors on Tezos and Hiket Nunc that are spending significant chunks of change. It's not in the same overall like financial class or category as maybe Foundation and some of the really insane projects on Ethereum, but there's real commerce happening here, a really supportive community, and minting is trivial almost. So I have my wallet set up. That might be more difficult than anything else in the process, and it's not particularly difficult. It's a Chrome extension, so Temple Wallet TEZOS for Tezos, and then you can get that set up. Trying to remember how I made my initial transfer. That might be, I don't remember what the initial process for getting TEZ into my wallet was. I might have had to send it Ethereum, in which case So there's another layer of complexity there. But if you're listening to this and if you're within the sound of my voice within 3 months of the publication of this video, I will send you 1 TEZ if you ask for it in the comments.
Oh,
all right, or until it becomes a giant pain in the ass, whatever the case is. But if it doesn't have if there's not a caption over this video that says "offer rescinded," oh my god, what the fuck did I just do? Then I will do that up to 100 TEZ. All right, so that's
all right. There you go. There's a limit. There's a limit.
Yeah,
there is a limit.
All right. So, but yeah, minting on here is you just go to OB. They called them objects in this Soviet brutalist kind of mint the object. That wasn't Z. I don't. I'm all around the world. Okay, I'm sure that there are minting fascists in all accents. All right. So you fill in a title, you fill in a description. Tags, I'm just reading the slot machine at this point. I'm just showing you what the screen says. You guys can take it from here. Talk it up on Twitter, talk up other people's stuff, get interested, ask questions of other people on Twitter. Being visible is actually the hardest part of this whole process. All right. So what else can I answer, if anything?
Yeah. I mean, in terms of minting, whenever we're looking at that, those rates, they jump from $121 down to $68, I think, and then back up to 90. So it can, that thing goes up and down. That's extremely volatile.
Yeah. Yes.
Extremely volatile.
But that's kind of what makes it fun when you're at this hobbyist level. When I'm here, did I get into this hoping that some kind of tsunami of insanity would catch me up and pay me out if I just got on it fast enough? 100% yes. Right? A lot of us did. But it's turned into this really great sort of hobby scale endeavor to learn not only about the technology, but also to learn about operating an art practice. It's it's forcing me to become less naive day by day. So it's a really great way to train yourself at low risk too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Alrighty. Well, you want to get into the reviews?
That seems rational to me.
Stuff today, guys. I got some good stuff today. All
right. And then while you guys, I'm gonna sort of half in the reviews, and I'm gonna start working on some stuff from our project last week. We were doing the procedural Innsmouth lookers. So I'm gonna dabble on improving our production there while you guys are while we're having the NFT review today.
All righty, sounds good. Alrighty, so let me switch over. Bam. Alrighty. So we went to Rareable today, and there's lots of good stuff today. So pick some things out that kind of grabbed my eye, and there's this one called "Take My Muffin." But where they're those Weebles and everything.
Yeah,
he's got a very product oriented presentation, right? And yeah, it's a Take My Muffin is the first multimedia project animated series that will be co-created by the crypto community and a professional animation studio. Produced at a world-class standards, Take My Muffin is a 14-plus animated sitcom about startups, decentralized technologies, robots, ICOs, corporate relations, investments, and more. Buyers of the project's NFT tokens get access to all the development materials from the series, as well as sub-governmental tokens.
Wow, that's a lot of word salad.
Yeah. So basically, you buy this token.
That was all rational. I mean, I get that.
No. It was definitely, there's the whole kitchen sinks in there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They definitely covered it.
Yeah. But I guess, you're buying this token, and it's directly funding the sitcom Take My Muffin, I guess, right? Yeah.
I wonder how ownership is going to be litigated as projects become more commercially valuable. There will be more incentive for legal action when it comes to like, oh hey, this other person or this other entity is trying to exploit my ape, but I own that ape, and testing the boundaries of those legal sort of copyright ownership and things of that nature. Like is there language or is there a mechanism in place to stop somebody that like joins the community to gain access to the material from just utilizing the material to make their own stuff?
Yeah. I wonder if inside the agreement there's some type of legal jargon that kind of separates them from that type of liability.
Yeah.
But but I wouldn't even have thought of that.
Yeah, like how cute. Oh, this is beautiful. These are really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those robots.
CG is getting so sweet.
Yeah, that's really good.
The animation studio, the same one that does Rick and Morty, it's got a very similar style.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like they got into that knife brush in ZBrush 2021.7. Huh?
Right.
Hey, that was just going out to the insiders there.
A little inside. But yeah, I think it's a really cool idea. They got toys ready to go. They got animation ready to go. But yeah, I figured with our Weebles, we probably kind of go this route anyway. In terms of packaging it up and selling it that way. But I like all the little details and everything. The little hook, little was it the hologram little sticker on here, so it's official. You got everything there.
What do you think of the oscillating package? Like just the it's for all of the detail and effort, not to take away from the other elements, but I almost feel like this is slowly trying to put me into a hypnotic trance, like look at the tuber man. Imagine the tuber man has had a wonderful workout. The tuber man, it's like, why not, a series of like sort of leering shots, start on the knees and pan up over that body. Give me a little something.
I don't know why, but it makes me think of like Letterman's company, Worldwide Pants.
But yeah, I like the stylization. I like all this work. Yeah. But good luck. Fine. Good luck to Take My Muffin. Great idea. I love the innovation that people are taking with this type of thing. It's like it's kind of like a Patreon. I'm pretty sure it probably falls under the Patreon type thing because they're only buying this token to fund it. Mm-hmm. But I think it's really cool
interesting. Idea. It's fascinating, but think about all of the like investment Patreon has made into lawyer proofing their product as much as they can, and this sort of ad hoc version. Like I wouldn't wish it on anybody, but there must be something coming down the pipe for these projects in terms of copyright issues.
Yeah, but great presentation.
Great presentation. Totally rad. Mm-hmm.
All right, and here we go. The ultimate Darth Vader.
Oh my God.
Ripoff.
Got it all.
Daredevil, Captain America. Was it Doctor Strange? Yeah, all those. But yeah, I figured.
I don't see a Nipsey Russell Darth Vader, so I'm really disappointed.
Yeah.
So this
Iron Man, Avengers, Centurion.
Pause the collection anywhere. I own that one, right?
Oh yeah. Camtan, American. Yeah. So they got a bunch of these in here. But yeah, it goes to show you can download a model, download a bunch of other models, put it on here, color it up,
and
get it sold for $14.95.
Nice.
It seems to be much more about marketing than anything else. Like we know how to make the products. Oh, this guy's fun as well.
Oh yeah, crypto jail, kind of like criminals. What awaits us in the near future? Advanced technologies, wonders of genetic engineering, Deep in the sewers and the piles of toxic waste dwells something sentient yet truly terrifying. Nobody knows neither where these creatures come from nor what they want. I went there to find and catch them.
Bless every one of these artists.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yaroslav Kolonevsky. But yeah, he's got another one here. Wonder if there's any sound.
What is it? Oh, they're like arm sabers.
Arm blades.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I like the other one better. The other one reminds me, it has more claymation feel to it.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if they were animated by two different artists. Now, I imagine a lot of the projects we're going to start seeing at this stage, if it's not already in full bloom, are projects that are funded by like an entrepreneur that says, hey, rather than take and buy, N number of NFTs, why don't I take $800,000 or $50,000 or 20 grand or whatever it is and put it into like a team of artists that I can get off of an existing, sort of like hiring platform.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would come down to like, the strength of their concept. And again, like the difference between these two, the consistency of their product as well.
Yeah, but I really like this one. I really like it. And this is the first time seeing this one. I just saw like the image. I didn't see the animation.
Whoa.
Nice.
Yeah, that's not for sparklies.
That's pretty.
Yeah, he really balances very well. It could have been like gaudy as hell, but I think it's really, really balanced.
Yeah, holy cow. What's the full resolution? Does it say?
Details 1200 by 1200.
All right.
Yeah, crypto card, fictional planet somewhere beyond. Looks like it's a dying star of unknown galaxy. But yeah, see if he's got any others. Supposedly you got 29 others.
What's he asking for these?
0.135 ETH.
For 1,200. I've been thinking more about the resolution lately. Like if it's going to cost four figures, that's not four figures, but if something costs four figures, I want to be able to put it on a 4K display. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for me,
that makes sense.
It's 0.006 ETH.
Okay, so this one that's pretty. Is this a multiples or is it a one of one?
I think it's multiples because a bunch of people have got it.
People have
4 of 35.
Okay.
Yeah.
It makes a certain amount of sense. It doesn't make sense to buy one today because you'll be paying more in gas than you will be for the NFT.
But nice, good aesthetic. For these, I don't like his Thingiverse downloads that he puts the same material on, but all this other stuff is pretty cool.
You trying?
Yeah, stick with the cards, man.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Alrighty. So this is Pig Owl. It's a pig and a cow.
Hey.
Due to the climate disaster, many species of animals began to disappear for survival. Different types of animals began to interbreed. The mutation gave both pluses and huge minuses.
Dude,
that's definitely how that works. I like the little blue polyps all over the pig owl.
Right.
Pai Gow, isn't that also like a poker game at like Vietnamese casinos?
Oh yeah, I forgot what. Yeah, something like that.
I think it's called Pai Gow. It's like is it a 5-card game? I never played it, but my Vietnamese friend who took me to casinos for some reason.
Think how amazing that would be if you slaughtered that cow and all of the fillets came out pre-wrapped in bacon.
Oh,
now there's some genetic modifying that I would be on board with.
Right. But yeah, I like that. I like the packaging. I'm a sucker for this type of packaging, this type of toy packaging with NFTs. It's gives it a very collectible feel right out of the, not out of the box, but within the box.
Yeah, there is something I can picture like a bunch of them next to each other, and there being something satisfying about seeing, sort of like the same format spread across all those different elements. I don't know. I feel like a lot of them move too fast, though. Like this, I don't have time to check this thing out. I guess that raises your engagement time if you don't really have time to get everything on a single pass. So if that's something that the artist is optimizing for, could be a good fit.
Yeah, he's got good reflection in the plastic and everything. It's really, really nice.
You ever use Easter eggy type images for your reflections because they, you're never going to be able to tell what it is. It just has to look cool. So sometimes you got
that's awesome.
Wizard of Oz here and there.
See what else, Mr. Chirink. It's the Chirink. So let's see, Nuclear Bear.
What? I don't know.
That one's getting me a little dizzy.
I don't read that as especially nuclear either. I don't know what's nuclear about that. Metal bear, silicone bear, vulcanized, vulcanized. Whoa. Bulldog. Looks like a dog giraffe kind of.
The other one was
culture.
The other one was reading really, really well. These are
Yeah, you win some, you lose some. I reckon like that's another advantage, that like the big teams have, of course, is that they don't tire in the same way an individual does. So that consistency is a lot easier to achieve because you have room to throw stuff out sometimes. And like when you make something as an individual artist, you can't always afford to throw it out.
There's a little baby in the camel hump.
I like the concept.
Yeah. Let's see if we can maximize it. It's not that much of a difference. I would prefer something I can turn and move myself.
Yeah. And we're getting to that point too. It's just more optimization work. So GLBs, GLTFs, I can't remember which one. It's one of those two formats. They might even be interchangeable. Anyway, those work on a bunch of platforms now.
Oh yeah. So this one's by 0xc78961832.fe42. This is
more marketing than we are.
Right. It's called Anxiety Make Up Your Mind Doses Diarrheas Daily Doses, I guess. Is a project in which I have worked for 16 years, creating illustrations with humor, but with critical sense. Anxiety is a part of that project. I created this character to make visible from a humorous perspective a problem that involves 80% of human beings. I want to show how complex and diverse it is and how little we talk about it. Yeah.
I do appreciate that sentiment.
But yeah, I really like the composition of this. Very cartoony. It flows very, very well. Focuses your eye where it needs to go and has just a little bit in the back. I don't know if we have so many round things. I don't know, maybe if something was a little bit more contrasty maybe in the background, but everything else is working for me very, very, very much.
Yep. Here he comes again. Here I come again. I would better stop. I like to humor myself that anybody would bother to sue.
Yeah, we haven't reached 100,000 subscribers yet. This one just caught my eye. I thought it was a really good animation, and figured like it would be something that you could have like on your own digital wallet, and then you put in your password, and then it opens, and then you got all, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is a meta key, isn't it? Yeah, meta key edition 1. These did really, really well. Mr. Fungible was talking up the creator of these as one of the better voices for like investment analysis in the NFT space. So, so definitely follow through. Let me get his name while you guys continue, because I want to tell people. I listened to a bit of it. As far as I can tell, it's good information.
But yeah, I think this is really cool. Really, really, really cool. Let's see if he's got anything.
So the thing with the meta keys is they're tied to like as many like benefits and services and it's like the big thick coupon book of the internet. They're trying to like add as much utility as they can possibly figure out to it.
I don't know. Maybe this is a collector.
Or let's see. Yeah, hard to say. I mean, the MetaKey is definitely what it's called, but I'm not familiar with and they sold out of several editions. So the owned is probably just the ones that are held by that account holder. Like on my Hikat Nunk, it shows the stuff I've collected as well as the pieces I've released.
Dang, this is so much work, bro.
Right? But they sold these in large editions. I think large-ish. They did them for like a few hundred initially, and then or a few hundred, an edition of like, I think 250 or 500 for the first round. And then they increased it over time. But they definitely saw, like they believed in it enough. They believed enough that they had a winner that they invested a lot in the individual artwork.
Yeah, this is so much work. Yeah.
DCL Blogger is the name of the fellow, I believe, that's behind those. I'm not 1,000% sure, so do your own homework. But
yeah, I like it. I like the idea.
Yeah.
And then suppression. Number 2, focus on creativity, not industrialization. The Art of My Second Dance event, focus on not industrializing music, but letting it be about creative freedom. Yeah. A nice little like Soviet type feeling to it.
That low angle with the far off look, like looking out towards a purpose.
Right. Yeah.
So raw. What do you think the artist means? Make raw, not war, as in just make the work and don't worry about this polish and this brand and this. What is the message there for you?
About raw dogging.
I have no idea. It makes no sense what he's right. Industrializing music, but letting it be focused on not industrializing music, but letting it be about creative freedom. I don't understand that.
Raw dog your sound.
Raw dog your sound, bro.
Yeah, going dry. Do it.
But yeah. And then another kind of like a display product type piece. These always catch my eye because it's something that I feel like you can just put down on your desk and kind of look at, you know?
Oh man. Now it doesn't look like it on my or it looks like on my display that there's some noise in those vertical lines there. You seeing that at your end?
I'm getting it too. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say that's kind of a deal breaker for me. Like that's a pretty big miss in terms of craftsmanship. But maybe it doesn't do that at full resolution. But it's like, yeah, that's just risky business when it comes to pixels. Now it's better at my end at full screen. What about for you, Spicer?
Yeah, it's got a little motion blur on it, but that's about it.
So okay, so if it's pristine, then I take it back. Although I guess you could argue that it's like the work should suit the medium, and the medium is getting broadcast compressed over the internet. Yeah,
I would like something different on the because I think you can see the UV seam over here. Yeah, you can see the UV seam over here. Yeah, it's just very. They're too close together. That's going to give you that optical illusion type bit where it feels like it's moving.
Yeah, I think that's called a moire pattern.
Yeah, and I would put a whole lot more contrast and depth. So I would widen those grooves and put them pretty deep. So it's a little bit more of like a pedestal as opposed to a box with lines on it.
Yeah, I reckon it was just like, hey, this is what happens to me. So I'll just project my own challenges. I would have been going like, oh, no, I got to do this box thing. All right, well, he's got stripes on his pants. Boom, done. Right. But I think that's what, if that was the decision matrix, then, it did them wrong. I agree. I think more of an inlay, even if they wanted to like preserve that sense of the sort of baseball uniform motif, they could have gone with broader stripes. They could have very inexpensively done like a pillow emboss or like a carved out version of the logos here. They have all that. Also,
you could do like
there's a snap in the animation. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, sorry. You could check out like stadiums and just examine like the architecture, like either the walls, like the outfield walls, things like that. You could definitely, you could tailor that, especially towards different clubs, without really not really infringing. You're just inspired by architecture, and there's things you can pull out. So,
but this stuff is hard too, right? So, just to soften all of our criticism, hard.
I couldn't do that. So
There's about 5 pops for the animation, and there's like I don't know. He's using a Nike logo and the New York Yankees logo, and the pinstripes on the suit are just not working.
Might have made some different choices.
Yeah,
but you know what? Like, also, good idea to go after like terrestrial sports. Surely as more traditional investors penetrate the space, there's going to be demand for stuff that they're a little bit more familiar with. So like this is probably the work of an older artist, I'm guessing, just because, again, my own challenge is like I make stuff that appeals to me, and sometimes, if I'm making something for an audience, that can undercut my audience if they're meant to be younger.
I understand that. That's always an interesting thing, is trying to like tap into like the appeal towards a mass crowd, and getting that right without like looking like you're just trying to jump in on something that people are into.
Oh yeah. All right, one more. So this is On One Force, and he's just put out so many of these.
That's scratching my itch. I like that.
Yeah.
Interesting. This looks procedural, right? Because it's a static profile with like you could basically turn layers on and off to customize these, but like a really strong design choice in terms of the color and the sort of the flat infill. I wonder if they were individually minted or used some kind of bulk minting strategy here. Are these new?
They're all not for sale, one of one.
Oh, they probably haven't launched yet then. I wonder if they did like I'll have to do my own little forensic digging.
Yeah, I mean, like we're going down. We're still going down. Like,
if you click one of them, and then there's like an area where you can open the work on OpenSea, then you can get to the collection that has like the stats for it. It'll tell you how many there are.
So
I think it's this little ... across from ON1 1202.
Oh wait.
Yeah, go back. So up at the very top where you got the name there, you got that ... next to the heart. View on OpenSea. Then click the ON1 Force with the check mark at the top of the little section there, and that'll take you to the collection. And then there are. These have done it phenomenally well.
Nice.
31,000 Ethereum in volume with almost 4,000 collectors. The floor is $12,000.
Yeah. So the On One Force are 7,777 generated side profile characters with over 100 hand-drawn features. Fighting for their existence, strength, spirit, and style are what you'll need to survive in the ethereal enclave. In addition to the high-resolution artwork, each ON1 NFT grants access to benefits found on the ON1 Force website and Discord. The first of which is participation in a collaborative RPG that takes players into the ON1 verse.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Pitching something of interest.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Verse.
I do like a good story.
Oh yeah. So 7,777 of them. Jeez.
It seems like Ghosts is another story-based project that has done really well. It doesn't use procedural content. It uses hand illustrated characters. But the artist had a very good understanding of balancing the cost of his production of the artwork with the number he would need to put out, or he or she. I actually don't know the gender, but
Right.
Don't assume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't assume, dude. But yeah. So if you have your NFTs, definitely share them in the chat with us. We'd love to see them. We'd love to go over them. But next week, same time, we're going to have our procedural NFTs live show where we create procedural artwork right here in front of you in ZBrush and Blender. Voidstrummer's messing around with our last set that we did. Basically, we sit around for like an hour and 15 minutes, and we each take a feature of the face, put it together, and then spit out some artwork for you within like an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Something like that. So we're still experimenting and getting our groove on, but I would say about 3 or 4 more sessions of this, and we can probably start focusing on like one set and really adding a lot of assets to it so we can have a huge variety of characters.
Yeah.
I should work on some packaging.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, great idea. And I think like you said, 2 or 3 more practice runs, and I think we'll be able to like sell these. Like we'll be able to make them available live.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of fun, like to commemorate the creation of this artwork that's being made spontaneously. It's interesting. It's a spontaneous creation. Well, spontaneous isn't the right word. It is a creation of an art system on a very tight time frame that itself produces arbitrary collection, pieces of artwork out of it, and then like we can capture that moment with just like the 10 best we can find during the show, and that becomes the beginning of that collection. And then as we advance the collection over time, we can continue to drop handfuls more, and it'll document the evolution of that over sort of the arc of each of these artworks. I think it's going to be really sweet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm stoked.
We got
we will be back next Thursday with that. For right now, let's just Ian, let them know who you are, where they can find you.
Yeah, voidstrummer.com. You can find my art practice, which explains what I'm up to and to the best of my ability why I'm up to it. So check me out there if you want to support the work. There are places to go on Hikat Nunk linked to there. So you can also find me on Twitter at the same name.
And Mandibles, let them know.
Hey, I'm Chris Baxter, aka Harry Mandibles. You can get all my social stuff and see whatever random things I'm up to on GammaBombStudio.com.
Alrighty, and my name is Spicer. You can find me at Shotgun Scream. Pretty much anywhere. You can find me there. That or Spicer CG. And we are going to be back next week. My favorite time of the month is whenever we get to do these procedural NFTs. So looking forward to what you got in store for us, Christopher.
Oh yeah, I got to pick a new theme, huh? All right.
Yeah, give us a new thing. Let us know what we're gonna do. So, join us next week at 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on YouTube, Modern Weirdos, and from all of us over at Modern Weirdos, have a wonderful day.
Cheers.
See you later.
All right, everybody.